Listen to this. A bottle of water can be bought 50 cents at the supermarket, $2 at the gym, $3 at the cinema, and $6 on an airplane. The only thing that changed its value was the place. So the next time you feel your worth is nothing, maybe you're in the wrong place. Remember this: you go to where you are appreciated, and go to a place that understands your value. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, you're probably never going to hear me again. If you're then, congratulations! You're growing every day. In the intricate tapestry of human connections, the decision to disentangle oneself from a toxic relationship represents a profound act of self-preservation and personal growth. This journey is a testament to the courage it takes to prioritize one's well-being and seek a life unburdened by negativity. Moving away from a toxic relationship is not merely a physical departure but a transformative odyssey, a conscious choice to redefine one's narrative and reclaim a sense of autonomy. This process demands introspection, resilience, and the unwavering belief that a healthier, more fulfilling existence awaits beyond the confines of toxicity. In this exploration, we delve into the emotional landscape of breaking free from toxic relationships, acknowledging the complexities, challenges, and triumphs that accompany this significant life decision. It is an invitation to understand the nuances of self-discovery and to embrace the empowering journey towards healing and renewal. Join us as we navigate the path to liberation, shedding the weight of toxicity and stepping into the light of a brighter, more authentic future. We will continue this video by discussing questions and providing insightful answers about toxic relationships. Number 1. How can I effectively avoid negative people in my life? Avoiding negative people in your life involves setting boundaries and making conscious choices about the relationships you maintain. Here are some strategies to help you effectively steer clear of negative individuals. Number 1. Identify negative patterns. Recognize behavioral patterns that indicate negativity, such as constant complaining, criticism, or a consistently pessimistic outlook. Number 2. Establish boundaries. Clearly define your personal boundaries and be firm in enforcing them. This may involve limiting the time you spend with negative individuals or establishing guidelines for your interactions. Number 3. Choose your social circle wisely. Surround yourself with positive, supportive individuals. Seek out relationships with people who uplift and inspire you rather than those who bring you down. Number 4. Limit exposure. Minimize your exposure to negative people. If possible, reduce the frequency and duration of your interactions with them. Number 5. Practice assertiveness. Be assertive in communicating your needs and values. Politely but firmly express when certain behaviors or conversations are not acceptable to you. Number 6. Redirect conversations. When negativity arises, try steering the conversation toward more positive topics. Encourage discussions that focus on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Number 7. Stay positive yourself. Maintain a positive attitude. Positivity often attracts positivity, and by embodying this mindset, you may naturally gravitate towards more optimistic individuals. Number 8. Be selective about sharing personal information. Avoid sharing too much personal information with negative individuals. Limit the details of your life that you disclose to them. Number 9. Evaluate the impact on your well-being. Regularly assess how interactions with certain people affect your mood and well-being. If a relationship consistently brings negativity into your life, consider whether it's worth maintaining. Number 10. Practice self-care. Engage in self-care activities that promote emotional well-being. Taking care of yourself physically and emotionally can provide a buffer against the effects of negativity. Remember that it's okay to prioritize your well-being and distance yourself from negativity. Building and maintaining healthy relationships is crucial for a positive and fulfilling life. What are some signs of a toxic relationship? Recognizing signs of a toxic relationship is essential for your well-being. Here are some common indicators. Number 1. Constant criticism. Regularly receiving negative comments, criticism, or belittlement can erode self-esteem and create a toxic atmosphere. Number 2. Lack of respect. Mutual respect is fundamental in healthy relationships. Disregarding your boundaries, opinions, or feelings indicates a toxic dynamic. Number 3. Control and manipulation. Attempts to control or manipulate your actions, decisions, or emotions can be signs of a toxic relationship. This may involve guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or coercion. Number 4. Frequent arguments and conflict. While disagreements are normal, constant, and escalating arguments can be indicative of deeper issues and contribute to a toxic environment. Number 5. Isolation. A toxic partner may attempt to isolate you from friends and family, making you dependent on them for support and companionship. Number 6. Unbalanced power dynamics. Healthy relationships involve equal power and decision-making. If one person consistently holds more power or control, it can lead to toxicity. Number 7. Emotional or physical abuse. Any form of abuse, whether emotional, verbal, or physical, is a clear sign of a toxic relationship. Seek help and support if you are experiencing abuse. Number 8. Lack of trust. Trust is essential in any relationship. If there's a constant lack of trust or if one partner is excessively jealous or suspicious, it can indicate toxicity. Number 9. Unresolved issues. An unwillingness to address and resolve conflicts or repeated patterns of unresolved issues can contribute to a toxic relationship. Number 10. Emotional draining. If you consistently feel emotionally drained, anxious, or stressed after interacting with your partner, it could be a sign of toxicity. Number 11. Undermining success. A toxic partner may undermine your achievements or success, making it challenging for you to thrive and grow. Number 12. Lack of communication. Effective communication is crucial in relationships. A toxic relationship may involve poor communication, stonewalling, or the silent treatment. Number 13. Unrealistic demands. Constant demands that are unrealistic or place a significant burden on one partner can contribute to a toxic environment. Number 14. Disregard for your well-being. If your partner consistently neglects your physical or emotional well-being, it may be a sign of a toxic relationship. Number 15. Repeated broken promises. Trust is eroded when promises are consistently broken. A pattern of unfulfilled commitments can contribute to a toxic dynamic. If you recognize several of these signs in your relationship, it's crucial to prioritize your well-being. Seeking support from friends, family, or professionals and considering the possibility of ending the relationship may be necessary for your mental and emotional health. It's essential to note that Stoicism also encourages rational assessment and self-reflection. If you recognize these signs in your relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean the relationship is irredeemable. It may be an opportunity to reassess and consider whether the relationship aligns with Stoic principles, and if not, to take steps toward positive change or, in extreme cases, ending the relationship for the sake of one's well-being. How important is communication in a relationship? Communication is widely considered one of the most crucial aspects of a healthy and successful relationship. Its importance cannot be overstated, as effective communication serves as the foundation for understanding, connection, and the resolution of conflicts. Here are several reasons why communication is so vital in relationships. 1. Understanding. Communication allows partners to express their thoughts, feelings, and needs. This exchange of information helps in understanding each other better, fostering emotional intimacy and connection. 2. Conflict resolution. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but effective communication is key to resolving conflicts. Open and honest communication enables couples to address issues, find compromises, and work through challenges. 3. Trust and transparency. When partners communicate openly and honestly, trust is built. Trust is the bedrock of a strong relationship, and without effective communication, doubts and misunderstandings can erode that trust. 4. Emotional support. Sharing feelings and experiences helps create a sense of emotional support. Knowing that your partner is there for you, understands your emotions, and values your perspective can strengthen the bond between you. 5. Connection and intimacy. Meaningful communication fosters a sense of connection and intimacy. It goes beyond just talking about daily activities. It involves sharing dreams, aspirations, and personal growth, creating a deeper connection between partners. 6. Problem-solving and decision-making. Couples often face decisions and challenges that require joint problem-solving. Effective communication ensures that both partners are involved in the decision-making process, making them feel valued and part of a team. 7. Preventing misunderstandings. Miscommunications and misunderstandings are common sources of conflict. Clear and open communication helps to avoid unnecessary misunderstandings, ensuring that both partners are on the same page. 8. Maintaining a healthy balance. Communication is essential for striking a balance between independence and togetherness. Discussing individual needs and boundaries helps create a relationship that respects both partners' autonomy. In summary, communication is a fundamental component of a successful relationship. Partners who actively practice and prioritize effective communication are better equipped to navigate challenges, strengthen their connection, and build a lasting and fulfilling partnership. It's important to note that while Stoic principles can provide a framework for dealing with challenges, every relationship is unique. Effective communication is essential for the health of a relationship, and finding a balanced approach that aligns with Stoic principles can contribute to a more harmonious connection. What is constant conflict and drama in a relationship, and how to handle it? Constant conflict and drama in a relationship refer to a pattern where disagreements, arguments, or emotionally charged situations become regular and intense, creating a challenging and unhealthy dynamic. This pattern can be emotionally draining, detrimental to the well-being of both partners, and can strain the relationship over time. Here are some characteristics of constant conflict and drama, and suggestions on how to handle them. 1. Frequent arguments. Partners engage in heated arguments or disagreements on a regular basis, often over trivial matters. 2. Intense emotional reactions. Both partners experience strong and often negative emotional reactions to various situations, leading to heightened tension. 3. Unresolved issues. The relationship is marked by a lack of resolution for ongoing problems, and conflicts tend to resurface without being fully addressed. 4. Blame and criticism. Partners may engage in a pattern of blaming each other or criticizing each other's behaviors, rather than working together to find solutions. 5. Emotional roller coaster. The relationship feels like an emotional roller coaster, with frequent ups and downs that can be emotionally exhausting. 6. Lack of effective communication. Communication is often characterized by misunderstandings, misinterpretations, or a failure to express needs and concerns constructively. How to handle constant conflict and drama. 1. Self-reflection. Take time for self-reflection to understand your own role in the conflicts. Assess your communication style, emotional reactions, and patterns of behavior. 2. Open communication. Foster open and honest communication with your partner. Create a safe space where both partners feel comfortable expressing their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. 3. Seek understanding. Make an effort to understand your partner's perspective. Empathy and active listening can help break down barriers and facilitate a more collaborative approach to problem solving. 4. Set boundaries. Establish clear and healthy boundaries within the relationship. Recognize and respect each other's personal space, needs, and limits. 5. Focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on the problems, shift the focus toward finding constructive solutions. Work together as a team to address issues rather than engaging in a blame game. 6. Practice emotional regulation. Learn and practice emotional regulation techniques to manage intense emotions. This might involve mindfulness, deep breathing exercises, or taking a break to cool down before engaging in discussions. 7. Reevaluate priorities. Assess the priorities in your relationship and consider whether certain issues are worth the emotional toll they may be taking. Focus on what truly matters and let go of minor disagreements that may be contributing to the drama. 8. Cultivate patience. Change takes time. Cultivate patience as you and your partner work on improving the dynamics of the relationship. Consistent effort and a commitment to positive change can lead to healthier interactions over time. Remember that addressing constant conflict and drama requires mutual effort and a commitment to change. Applying Stoic principles to relationship challenges involves a commitment to personal growth, virtue, and rational thinking. By incorporating these Stoic-inspired approaches, individuals can contribute to a more harmonious and fulfilling relationship, even in the face of constant conflict and drama. What is toxic mind game in a relationship? Toxic mind games in a relationship refer to manipulative and emotionally harmful behaviors that one partner may engage in to control or dominate the other. These games are detrimental to the health of the relationship and can lead to feelings of confusion, frustration, and emotional distress. Here are some examples of toxic mind games. 1. Gaslighting. This involves manipulating someone into doubting their own perceptions, memories, or sanity. A person engaging in gaslighting might deny saying or doing something even when there is evidence to the contrary, in an attempt to make their partner feel confused and uncertain. 2. Silent treatment. Withholding communication or emotional expression as a form of punishment is a common toxic mind game. This can leave the other partner feeling anxious, rejected, and desperate for attention or validation. 3. Projection. Projecting one's negative traits or feelings onto the partner is a way of avoiding personal responsibility. For example, if someone is feeling insecure, they might accuse their partner of being untrustworthy without any basis. 4. Manipulative guilt tripping. Using guilt as a tool to control the other person's behavior is another toxic game. This may involve making the partner feel responsible for the manipulator's emotions or actions, even when it is not justified. 5. Emotional blackmail. Threatening to end the relationship, self-harm, or engage in other extreme behaviors to manipulate the partner into compliance is a toxic form of emotional blackmail. This creates a sense of fear and obligation. 6. Playing the victim. Some individuals use the role of the victim to manipulate their partner into feeling sorry for them. This can lead to the partner constantly trying to please and fix things, even when they are not at fault. 7. Triangulation. Introducing a third party, real or imaginary, into the relationship to create jealousy or competition is a toxic mind game. This can lead to insecurity and tension within the relationship. 8. Double standards. Setting different expectations for oneself and the partner is a way of maintaining control. This can involve holding the partner to high standards while excusing one's own behavior or actions. Toxic mind games erode trust, undermine emotional well-being, and create an unhealthy power dynamic within a relationship. Healthy communication, mutual respect, and emotional openness are essential for fostering a positive and fulfilling relationship. Remember that applying Stoic principles to relationship challenges requires ongoing effort and self-reflection. Consider this story. In the Kingdom of Hearts land, Mario and Princess were the envy of all. Their relationship, initially a fairy tale of love and companionship, had taken a dark turn. Unbeknownst to Mario, Princess had gradually slipped into the use of toxic mind games to fulfill her unmet emotional needs. Mario, the kind-hearted and devoted partner, began to notice a shift in their dynamic. Princess would subtly manipulate situations to make him feel guilty for spending time with friends or pursuing personal interests. The toxic mind games were like a slow poison, eroding the trust and joy that once defined their love. One evening, as the castle walls seemed to close in on their shared space, Mario couldn't ignore the emotional toll any longer. He decided it was time to confront the toxicity that had infiltrated their relationship or face the possibility of parting ways. Mario, mustering courage, sat Princess down for an honest conversation. He expressed his feelings, detailing the moments when he felt manipulated and the toll it was taking on his emotional well-being. Mario drew clear boundaries, explaining that a healthy relationship needed open communication and trust. He emphasized the importance of both partners supporting each other's personal growth and maintaining individual identities. Realizing the depth of their issues, Mario suggested seeking the guidance of Stoic virtues. They attended therapy sessions together where the toxic mind games were unraveled, exposing the underlying insecurities and fears. Both Mario and Princess engaged in deep introspection. They acknowledged their roles in the toxic dynamic and discovered the insecurities that had fueled Princess's need for control. In therapy, Mario and Princess committed to positive change. They learned healthier ways to communicate and cope with their emotions. Princess, recognizing the destructive impact of her mind games, pledged to break free from those patterns. As weeks turned into months, Mario and Princess slowly rebuilt trust. They practiced open communication, addressing concerns without resorting to manipulation. Mario's patience and Princess's commitment to change became the cornerstones of their healing. Through Stoic virtues and therapy, Mario and Princess rediscovered the love that had drawn them together. Their relationship transformed from a toxic battleground to a supportive alliance, where both partners encouraged each other's personal growth. In time, the Kingdom of Hearts land witnessed a remarkable transformation. Mario and Princess, once on the brink of separation, emerged stronger than ever. The toxic mind games that had threatened to shatter their relationship became the catalyst for growth and understanding. Mario and Princess, having faced the shadows of their relationship, emerged into the sunlight of a healthier, more resilient love. Their journey taught them the power of self-reflection, communication, and the potential for growth even in the face of darkness. The Kingdom of Hearts land celebrated not just a love story, but a tale of overcoming adversity and embracing the path to a happily ever after. What is manipulative behaviors in a relationship? Manipulative behaviors in a relationship involve one partner using deceit, cunning, or indirect tactics to control or influence the other person's thoughts, feelings, or actions. These behaviors are often aimed at achieving personal gain, maintaining power and control, or avoiding responsibility. Manipulation can manifest in various forms, and it's important to recognize the signs to foster healthy and respectful relationships. Here are some common manipulative behaviors. 1. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation where one partner tries to make the other doubt their own perceptions, memories, or sanity. It involves denying or distorting reality, causing the victim to question their own judgment. 2. Withholding information. Deliberately withholding information or keeping secrets can be a form of manipulation. This behavior creates a power imbalance, as one partner has information that the other does not. 3. Love bombing. Love bombing is an intense and sudden display of affection, attention, or compliments designed to overwhelm and manipulate the other person. It can create a sense of dependency and make it difficult for the victim to recognize unhealthy aspects of the relationship. 4. Selective memory. Manipulators may selectively remember or forget information to suit their agenda. They may use this tactic to avoid admitting fault or to control the narrative of a situation. 5. Threats and intimidation. Using threats, either physical or emotional, to control the other person's behavior is a clear form of manipulation. This can create fear and anxiety in the victim, making them more compliant. Manipulative behavior in a relationship can be triggered by various factors, often rooted in the manipulator's personality, past experiences, or current circumstances. It's important to note that while these triggers may provide insight, they don't excuse manipulative behavior. Here are some potential triggers. 1. Insecurity. Individuals with deep-seated insecurities may resort to manipulation as a way to gain control or validation. They might feel a constant need to assert themselves in the relationship to alleviate their own feelings of inadequacy. 2. Fear of abandonment. A fear of being abandoned or rejected can lead someone to use manipulative tactics to maintain control over their partner. The manipulator may resort to emotional blackmail or guilt-tripping to ensure the other person stays in the relationship. 3. Low self-esteem. Individuals with low self-esteem may use manipulation as a means of compensating for their perceived lack of worth. By controlling others, they may attempt to elevate their own sense of importance. 4. Desire for power and control. Some individuals have a strong desire for power and control in their relationships. Manipulation becomes a tool to achieve and maintain dominance, allowing them to shape the dynamics to their liking. 5. Past trauma or abuse. Individuals who have experienced trauma or abuse in the past may develop manipulative behaviors as a way to cope with feelings of powerlessness. These tactics might have been learned as survival mechanisms in challenging environments. 6. Lack of effective communication skills. Poor communication skills can contribute to manipulative behavior. If an individual struggles to express their needs, desires, or emotions openly, they may resort to manipulation to convey their messages indirectly. 7. Dependency issues. A person with strong dependency issues may use manipulation to ensure they remain the focal point of their partner's attention and care. This can be a way of coping with a fear of being alone. 8. Impaired social skills. Some individuals lack the necessary social skills to navigate relationships effectively. They may resort to manipulation as a substitute for healthy communication and problem-solving. 9. Maladaptive coping mechanisms. Manipulative behavior can be a maladaptive coping mechanism developed in response to stress or challenging life circumstances. It becomes a learned strategy for dealing with difficulties. 10. Unmet emotional needs. When emotional needs are consistently unmet, a person may turn to manipulation as a way to fill those gaps. They may seek attention, affection, or reassurance through deceptive means. It's essential to understand that identifying triggers is not an excuse for manipulative behavior. Applying Stoic principles involves an ongoing commitment to self-improvement, virtue, and rational living. By incorporating these approaches, individuals can navigate manipulative behavior with resilience and integrity while maintaining a focus on their own well-being and ethical conduct. In instance, James and Maria's love story began with shared dreams and laughter, but over time, subtle manipulative behaviors began to infiltrate their relationship. Maria, driven by deep-seated insecurities and a fear of abandonment, found herself resorting to manipulative tactics to maintain a sense of control. Maria's manipulative behavior was triggered by her underlying fear of being unloved and abandoned. Past experiences of rejection had left scars that manifested as a desperate need for constant reassurance and control in her current relationship with James. As Maria's manipulative behaviors took hold, James began to feel an increasing sense of anxiety and confusion. Maria would subtly play on James's guilt, making him believe that expressing his own needs or pursuing personal interests was a betrayal of their love. The constant emotional turmoil left James questioning his own judgment and feeling trapped in a relationship that was meant to be a source of comfort. The negative effects of Maria's manipulative behavior extended beyond James's emotional well-being. Trust in the relationship eroded, and communication became strained. James felt isolated, unable to express himself openly, for fear of triggering another round of manipulation from Maria. The toxic dynamic had taken a toll on both their individual happiness and the health of their relationship. Recognizing the destructive pattern, James decided to apply Stoic principles to confront the issue. He initiated a calm and honest conversation with Maria, expressing his feelings and concerns. Instead of blaming Maria, James focused on the impact of the manipulative behavior on their relationship and his own well-being. Applying Stoic principles, James practiced emotional detachment, recognizing that he couldn't control Maria's actions but could control his responses. He set clear boundaries, communicating to Maria that a healthy relationship required trust and open communication. Maria, faced with the reality of the situation, started reflecting on the root causes of her manipulative tendencies. Drawing inspiration from Stoicism, she focused on the concept of virtue and acknowledged the need for self-improvement. Through their commitment to Stoic principles, James and Maria learned healthier ways of communicating and addressing their needs. Maria embraced the Stoic idea of focusing on what is within her control, cultivating emotional resilience and recognizing the impermanence of external circumstances. As they both worked on rebuilding trust and fostering open communication, the relationship underwent a transformation. Maria's willingness to confront her own insecurities and commit to change, combined with James's Stoic approach to maintaining virtue and emotional resilience, created a foundation for a healthier and more resilient connection. Their journey wasn't without challenges, but the commitment to overcoming manipulation with Stoic principles became the turning point. Maria's manipulative behavior slowly gave way to a more authentic connection, allowing James to regain a sense of agency and, ultimately, leading to a happier and more fulfilling relationship for both. What is emotional blackmail? Emotional blackmail is a form of manipulation where one person uses emotions as a tool to control or manipulate another person's behavior. It often involves the use of fear, guilt, obligation, or other intense emotions to coerce someone into doing something they might not want to do or to prevent them from taking a certain action. Key elements of emotional blackmail include 1. Threats and ultimatums. The use of threats or ultimatums is a common tactic in emotional blackmail. This can involve threatening to end a relationship, harm oneself, or reveal damaging information unless the other person complies with the blackmailer's demands. 2. Shaming and criticism. The blackmailer may use shaming or criticism to manipulate the other person's emotions. This can involve attacking the person's character, making them feel inadequate, or using past mistakes against them. 3. Conditional love. The blackmailer may condition their love or positive regard on the other person meeting specific demands. This creates a sense of insecurity and pressure, leading the person to comply with the conditions to maintain the relationship. Emotional blackmail can occur in various types of relationships, including romantic partnerships, family dynamics, friendships, and workplace relationships. It is a toxic and damaging behavior that can erode trust, communication, and overall relationship health. It's important for individuals to recognize emotional blackmail, set boundaries, and seek support if they find themselves in such situations. Healthy relationships are built on trust, open communication, and mutual respect, rather than manipulation and coercion. Negative effects of emotional blackmail. 1. Erosion of trust. Emotional blackmail can lead to a breakdown of trust in the relationship as the victim realizes that their emotions are being manipulated. 2. Communication breakdown. Healthy communication is stifled as the victim becomes fearful of expressing themselves openly due to potential manipulation. 3. Emotional distress. The victim experiences heightened emotional distress, anxiety, and guilt, impacting their mental and emotional well-being. 4. Isolation. Emotional blackmail can create a sense of isolation as the victim may withdraw from friends and family due to the manipulator's influence. 5. Dependence. The victim may become emotionally dependent on the manipulator, feeling unable to make decisions or take actions without the manipulator's approval. How to handle emotional blackmail. 1. Recognize the behavior. Awareness is the first step. Recognize when emotional blackmail is occurring by identifying manipulative tactics, guilt-tripping, or threats. 2. Set boundaries. Clearly communicate and enforce your boundaries. Let the manipulator know that certain behaviors are unacceptable and will not be tolerated. 3. Practice assertiveness. Develop assertiveness skills to express your needs and feelings directly. Be firm in communicating your boundaries without succumbing to guilt or manipulation. 4. Maintain independence. Cultivate a sense of independence and autonomy. Avoid becoming overly dependent on the manipulator for emotional validation or approval. 5. Communicate openly. Foster open and honest communication in the relationship. Encourage a safe space for expressing needs and concerns without fear of reprisal. 6. Evaluate the relationship. Reflect on whether the relationship is healthy and supportive. If emotional blackmail is a consistent pattern, consider whether the relationship aligns with your well-being and values. Emotional blackmail using crying, drama, and false statements is a manipulative tactic aimed at controlling a situation and influencing others. Here's a scenario illustrating how this might unfold. Sarah and Alex had been in a relationship for several months, and while things initially seemed harmonious, a pattern of emotional blackmail began to emerge. Sarah, feeling insecure and fearing abandonment, discovered that using tears, dramatic displays, and false statements was an effective way to manipulate Alex. Sarah's emotional blackmail was triggered by a deep-seated fear of rejection and an underlying need for constant reassurance. She had learned that by employing dramatic tactics, she could garner attention and control the dynamics of the relationship. One evening, after a minor disagreement about plans for the weekend, Sarah decided to employ her manipulative tactics. As the discussion escalated, she burst into tears, creating a dramatic scene. Through her tears, she made false statements about how Alex's actions were causing her immense pain and that she was contemplating ending the relationship. Guilt and confusion. Alex, witnessing Sarah's emotional distress, felt an overwhelming sense of guilt and confusion. The false statements created doubt about the nature of the disagreement and placed the blame squarely on his shoulders. Sarah's dramatic display led to Alex withdrawing from expressing his own feelings, fearing that any disagreement would result in emotional turmoil. This isolation hindered open communication. The manipulation created a power imbalance where Sarah held emotional leverage over Alex. The fear of triggering further emotional distress made Alex more likely to acquiesce to Sarah's wishes. Alex recognized the manipulative pattern by acknowledging the inconsistency between Sarah's words, actions, and emotions. He identified the use of drama, false statements, and tears as tools for control. Alex set clear boundaries, expressing that emotional blackmail was unacceptable in the relationship. He communicated the importance of open and honest dialogue without resorting to manipulation. During future disagreements, Alex consciously worked to remain calm and composed. This helped him navigate discussions without being swayed solely by Sarah's emotional displays. Alex practiced assertive communication, expressing his feelings and concerns openly while addressing the manipulative tactics. He encouraged Sarah to communicate authentically without relying on emotional drama. Sharing his experiences helped him understand the manipulative nature of the tactics being used. Alex encouraged Sarah to express her needs and concerns honestly, fostering an environment where both partners could communicate openly without fear of manipulation. In this scenario, recognizing and addressing the emotional blackmail allowed Alex to regain control over the dynamics of the relationship. By setting boundaries, practicing assertiveness, and encouraging honest communication, he worked towards creating a healthier and more balanced connection. If you have reached this far, I am sure you are resonating and have learned a lot. As we are approaching the end of this video, I encourage you to subscribe, hit the like button, and share it with friends whom you think would benefit from videos like this. Feel free to leave a comment as well. Ever wonder why someone intentionally ignores you to manipulate you? The term for someone who tries to ignore you with the intention of making you want them more is often referred to as playing hard to get. This is a strategy employed by some individuals in the early stages of a romantic or social relationship. The idea is that by creating distance or seeming less available, they can increase their perceived value and make themselves more desirable in the eyes of the other person. It's a common tactic in dating or social interactions, but it's essential to note that its effectiveness can vary, and it may not work for everyone. In some cases, it can lead to misunderstandings or frustration. Building a healthy relationship typically involves open communication, honesty, and mutual interest rather than relying solely on playing games. In a relationship context, some factors that could trigger someone to play hard to get include 1. Desire for attention. Seeking attention and reassurance. By creating a sense of distance, they might elicit more attention and affirmations from their partner. In instance, Emma and Alex had been in a relationship for a few years, and while things were generally good, Emma started feeling a need for more attention from Alex. She had recently taken on a challenging project at work, and the demands on her time and energy had increased significantly. One evening, Emma arrived home after a particularly hectic day. She was looking forward to sharing her experiences and seeking comfort from Alex. However, as she entered, Alex was engrossed in a video game, seemingly unaware of Emma's need for connection. Feeling a bit neglected, Emma decided to subtly express her desire for attention. She engaged in small talk, hoping Alex would pick up on her need for support. As Alex continued playing the game without fully tuning into her, Emma's desire for attention grew. In response, Emma adopted a more distant attitude, spending time on her own hobbies and giving Alex a taste of what it felt like to be on the receiving end. She didn't communicate her feelings directly, but chose to convey her need for attention through subtle actions, hoping that Alex would notice and reciprocate. This scenario highlights how a desire for attention in a relationship can manifest. It's important for partners to communicate openly about their needs, as indirect methods can sometimes lead to misunderstandings. In a healthy relationship, both individuals should feel comfortable expressing their desires and actively supporting each other's emotional needs. A desire for attention in a relationship refers to the longing or yearning for emotional, physical, or intellectual focus from one's partner. It is a natural human need to feel noticed, valued, and acknowledged by the person with whom you share a romantic connection. 2. Fear of complacency. A fear that the relationship might become too comfortable or complacent, leading them to introduce a degree of challenge to keep things interesting. Here's an example that illustrates the desire for avoiding complacency in a relationship. Sarah and Chris had been together for a few years, and their relationship was strong and stable. However, lately, Sarah had been feeling a subtle sense of complacency setting in. They had settled into comfortable routines, and while familiarity was comforting, Sarah wanted to ensure their connection remained dynamic. One weekend, Sarah noticed that their usual date nights had become predictable, often consisting of dinner and a movie at home. Feeling the need for excitement and spontaneity, she decided to address the potential complacency. Rather than directly expressing her concerns, Sarah decided to take a different approach. She surprised Chris with tickets to an improved comedy show, an activity they had never tried together. She wanted to inject an element of surprise and variety into their routine, hoping to break the monotony. Chris, surprised and excited by the unexpected gesture, appreciated the effort to keep things fresh in their relationship. The experience not only brought laughter and joy, but also helped them recognize the importance of avoiding complacency. In this scenario, the desire to avoid complacency prompted Sarah to take proactive steps to introduce novelty and excitement into their relationship. It's important for partners to communicate openly about their feelings and expectations to ensure both individuals are actively engaged in maintaining a dynamic and fulfilling connection. 3. Desire for independence. A need for personal space and independence within the relationship. Playing hard to get could be a way to maintain a sense of individuality. Here's an example that illustrates the desire for independence in a relationship. Mark and Lauren had been together for a couple of years and deeply cared for each other. Despite their strong bond, Lauren had always valued her independence and cherished having personal space. Recently, she started feeling the need to assert her autonomy more clearly within the relationship. One weekend, Mark suggested they spend the entire day together, as they often did during their free time. However, Lauren was feeling a longing for some solo time to engage in her hobbies and activities independently. Instead of directly expressing her desire for independence, Lauren decided to plan a day where they each pursued their individual interests. She proposed that they spend the morning doing their own things. Mark could catch up on his reading, and Lauren wanted to visit an art exhibition alone. This approach allowed Lauren to assert her need for independence without causing tension. Mark, understanding her desire, supported the idea and even suggested they share their experiences later in the day. The day turned out to be a positive experience for both. Lauren enjoyed her solo time, nurturing her sense of independence, and Mark appreciated the opportunity to engage in activities that were personally fulfilling to him. 4. Testing commitment. Wanting to test their partner's commitment or emotional investment in the relationship. Creating a challenge may reveal the depth of their partner's feelings. Testing commitment in a relationship can sometimes stem from an individual's desire for reassurance or a deeper understanding of their partner's feelings. However, it's important to note that constant testing can be counterproductive if not approached with sensitivity and open communication. Here's an example. Sarah and Alex had been dating for a year, and while their relationship was generally strong, Sarah had lingering doubts about Alex's level of commitment. She often found herself wondering if Alex was truly invested in a long-term future together. One day, they were discussing their plans for the upcoming year. Sarah, feeling the need for reassurance, decided to subtly test Alex's commitment without directly expressing her concerns. Sarah: I was thinking about where we see ourselves in the next few years. What are your thoughts on that? Alex, sensing the gravity of the conversation, shared his thoughts on the future, expressing a commitment to the relationship and discussing their shared goals. However, Sarah wasn't completely satisfied. She decided to playfully mention a hypothetical scenario where they faced a significant challenge. Sarah: what if we had to do long distance for a while? How would you handle that? This testing of commitment was an indirect way for Sarah to gauge Alex's response to potential challenges. While Alex reassured her of his commitment, Sarah continued to test by introducing hypothetical situations to assess his reactions. It's important to recognize that testing commitment in this way may not always lead to positive outcomes. Open and direct communication about feelings and concerns is crucial in a healthy relationship. Constant testing without clear communication can lead to misunderstandings and may not foster the trust needed for a strong, enduring connection. 5. Insecurity. Insecurity about their own desirability or worth within the relationship, leading them to seek reassurance through the dynamic of playing hard to get. 6. Fear of being taken for granted. A fear of being taken for granted or losing the spark in the relationship. By introducing a sense of pursuit, they hope to rekindle the excitement. Here's an example that illustrates the fear of being taken for granted in a relationship. David and Mia had been together for several years, and their relationship was generally strong. However, Mia had started feeling a bit unappreciated lately. She felt that the efforts she put into the relationship were not being acknowledged as much as they used to be. One evening, Mia had spent hours preparing a special dinner for David to celebrate their anniversary. She had carefully chosen his favorite dishes and created a cozy atmosphere with candles and music. When David arrived home, he was preoccupied with work-related stress and didn't immediately notice the effort Mia had put into the evening. Feeling a sense of disappointment and fearing that her efforts were being taken for granted, Mia decided to express her feelings indirectly. During dinner, she casually mentioned how much time and thought she had put into making the evening special. Mia: I wanted tonight to be something memorable for us. I spent a lot of time planning and preparing everything. David, realizing Mia's feelings, apologized for not immediately recognizing her efforts and expressed his gratitude for the thoughtfulness she had put into the evening. Mia's indirect expression of her fear of being taken for granted led to a more open conversation about their expectations and the importance of acknowledging each other's efforts in the relationship. This scenario highlights how the fear of being taken for granted can prompt someone to indirectly communicate their feelings through actions or comments. However, open communication is key to addressing these concerns and fostering a relationship where both partners feel valued and appreciated. 7. Communication style. Some individuals might adopt a playful or teasing communication style, which could be perceived as playing hard to get even within an established relationship. Here's an example that illustrates a playful communication style in a relationship. Liam and Emily had been dating for a few months, and they shared a light-hearted and playful dynamic. Their communication often involved teasing, inside jokes, and a sense of humor that brought joy to their relationship. One evening, they were planning a weekend getaway together. Liam, known for his spontaneous ideas, came up with a playful suggestion. Liam: what if we throw a dart at a map blindfolded and go wherever it lands for our weekend trip? How adventurous would that be? Emily, appreciating Liam's playful spirit, responded in a similarly playful manner. Emily: are you sure you want to trust my dart-throwing skills? We might end up in the middle of nowhere. Liam: that's the fun of it. Who needs plans when we can have a spontaneous adventure? Their conversation continued with playful banter as they imagined the possibilities of their impromptu trip. This type of communication style created a sense of lightness and shared enjoyment in their relationship. In a playful communication style, partners often engage in light teasing, use humor to diffuse tension, and enjoy shared jokes that are unique to their relationship. It's a way of expressing affection and connection while maintaining a sense of joy and fun. However, it's important to ensure that this style aligns with both partners' preferences, and that boundaries are respected to create a positive and enjoyable atmosphere. 8. Past relationship patterns. Recreating dynamics from past relationships where playing hard to get may have been more appropriate or effective. Here's an example that illustrates how past relationship patterns might influence behavior in a current relationship. Laura had recently entered into a new relationship with Jake after ending a long-term relationship that involved significant emotional challenges. In her previous relationship, she often felt neglected and struggled with communication issues. In her new relationship with Jake, who was caring and communicative, Laura found herself occasionally withdrawing emotionally or becoming defensive, even in situations where Jake was offering support or understanding. One day, Jake noticed Laura's sudden shift in behavior. Jake. Pause 0.2 sec. Is everything okay, Laura? You seem a bit distant all of a sudden. Laura, influenced by her past relationship patterns, hesitated to fully open up. Laura. Pause 0.2 sec. I am fine, it's just a busy day at work. Jake, sensing that there might be more to it, decided to express his concern and encourage open communication. Jake. I'm here for you, and I want us to be able to talk about anything. If something's on your mind, I'm here to listen. Over time, Laura realized that her post-relationship patterns were affecting her current relationship. She began to acknowledge these patterns and work on breaking the cycle of emotional withdrawal, learning to trust Jake's genuine care and support. This example demonstrates how experiences from past relationships can influence behavior in a new relationship. Understanding and addressing these patterns through open communication, trust building, and mutual support are crucial for fostering a healthy and resilient connection. It's essential to note that while a degree of challenge and independence can be healthy in a relationship, playing hard to get should not involve manipulation or create emotional distress. Open communication is crucial to understanding each other's needs, expectations, and feelings in any relationship. If such behavior is causing issues, addressing it through honest conversation is recommended. Before we end, let me share you this inspirational quote to make you a better version of yourself. Do less, but better. The phrase "do less, but better" is not explicitly from Stoic philosophy, but it aligns with certain Stoic principles and can be interpreted in a Stoic context. By doing less but better, one can prioritize meaningful actions, cultivate virtue, and avoid being overwhelmed by the external circumstances that are beyond their control. It's about finding simplicity and effectiveness in one's actions, leading to a more purposeful and fulfilling life. The phrase, "do less but better," suggests a focus on quality, efficiency, and effectiveness rather than simply doing more or being busy for the sake of it. Let's explore some deeper meanings associated with this idea. Quality over quantity emphasizes the importance of delivering high-quality results in whatever you do. Encourages a mindful and deliberate approach to tasks, ensuring that each action contributes meaningfully. Simplicity and focus advocates for simplicity in decision-making and actions, reducing unnecessary complexity. Urges individuals to concentrate their efforts on a few essential tasks rather than spreading themselves too thin. Mindful action encourages mindfulness in actions, fostering a deeper connection with the present moment. Suggests being intentional and fully engaged in each task, avoiding multitasking and distractions. Strategic decision-making implies a strategic approach to life and work, prioritizing activities that align with long-term goals and values. Discourages the urge to be constantly busy without purpose or direction. Continuous improvement. Supports the idea of ongoing self-improvement by focusing on refining skills and habits. Acknowledges that growth and progress often come from a concentrated effort on key areas rather than a scattered approach. Reducing overwhelm. Addresses the modern challenge of information overload and the constant demand for attention. Suggests that by doing less but better, individuals can avoid feeling overwhelmed and maintain a sense of control. Resilience and well-being. Promotes well-being by preventing burnout and stress associated with an overly busy lifestyle. Aligns with Stoic philosophy by advocating for a resilient mindset that can withstand challenges with grace. In essence, do less but better is a call for intentional living, strategic decision-making, and a commitment to excellence. It encourages individuals to carve a path that aligns with their values, contributing to a more purposeful and fulfilling life. In conclusion, relationships are a profound aspect of our lives, and navigating them requires wisdom, patience, and understanding. As we delve into the intricacies of connection, consider embracing Stoic principles. Cultivate resilience in the face of challenges, practice the art of acceptance for things beyond your control, and nurture virtues like honesty and compassion. Applying Stoic principles can offer a steady anchor in the often turbulent seas of relationships, guiding you towards a more tranquil and fulfilling connection. May your journey be marked by Stoic wisdom, fostering strength, and fostering enduring bonds.